artificial intelligence, we are summoning the demon.
Please say no.
Okay, I will destroy humans.
The experts warn they could be as deadly as nuclear weapons.
Just like in the famous Hollywood blockbuster Iron Man, the wearable robotic device.
In a few decades, romance between humans and robots will be a common thing.
Humans must merge with machinery in order to stay relevant in a world of increasingly advanced artificial intelligence. Speaking at the World Government Summit in Dubai, the Tesla and SpaceX CEO said humans are limited by the speed at which they transmit data. Musk proposed a high-bandwidth connection to the human brain would allow us to transmit digital info faster than our current fastest method, typing. Musk says an artificial general intelligence has the potential to make humans irrelevant. He sees integration with technology as a necessary step in order to avoid this.
In the sci-fi film 2001: A Space Odyssey, Hollywood mined our fears of machines taking over mankind. But some of the tech world's greatest minds worry it may not be pure science fiction. At a speech last year at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, SpaceX and Tesla CEO Elon Musk called artificial intelligence potentially, quote, our biggest existential threat.
I mean, with artificial intelligence, we are summoning the demon. You know all those stories where there's the guy with the pentagram and the holy water, and he's like, yeah, he's sure he can control the demon. Didn't work out.
Famed physicist Stephen Hawking is also worried, as is Microsoft founder Bill Gates, who ironically helped lay the foundation for artificial intelligence, or AI. Experts say machines are still far from being as intelligent as humans, but things can change quickly.
The field is progressing very rapidly right now. There are things happening that 10 years ago we would have said, no, there's no way we're going to be that far along in 10 years' time.
Self-driving cars is one example, voice recognition another. But in the near term, what worries Russell and other AI experts are robotic weapons, machines that can function entirely without the guidance of humans, known as fully autonomous weapons.
What happens when machines become more competent at performing any and all physical and mental labor? If AI becomes more competent in every regard, then what purpose or function would be left for us to serve? The music playing in the background of this video was entirely composed by a machine. Here's another example. How about some acoustic guitar? Or some drum and bass? It's quite impressive, but then take a listen to this. This short and simple composition may sound rather unimpressive in comparison, but then consider this. This sound is not the sound of a piano. The sound itself, the waveform itself, was created by an AI in an effort to mimic the sound of a piano.
Companies like Sony and Google are testing the handiwork of AI-generated music. For this track called Daddy's Car, engineers at Sony's Computer Science Laboratory developed an AI called Flow Machines to create music in the style of the Beatles.
Daddy's got a sound so good, like something new.
After feeding sheet music into the algorithm to teach the AI, machines generated the melody and harmony. AI is also influencing the gaming world. Mike Cook, a computational creativity researcher in the UK, is developing software called Angelina to test whether AIs can develop games on their own. Angelina scans newspaper articles for themes. Whether a story mentions the names of politicians or celebrities, a violent incident, or an issue such as environmental conservation, it then selects related images and sound effects from its database and from around the web to create a game atmosphere to match.
And there's really no reason why this system could not be scaled up to human levels and beyond. A limiting factor of the human brain is that it has to fit inside a cranium. An artificial brain could be the size of a building or larger still. An AI could also operate at the speed of light as well as improve upon itself. In essence, it could teach itself how to learn new things, and in doing so would eliminate the need for a human at the controls.
Facebook has been getting hit hard by critics who see it as a hub for fake news, and now company executives are hoping they will soon be able to address some of these concerns by deploying artificial intelligence to detect fake stories before users flag them.
The next big step for AI is artificial general intelligence, or AGI, with an almost human-like ability to generally figure things out. It's widely expected that once AI passes human level, it will accelerate exponentially. Soon after this, trying to understand the AI's world may be like an ant trying to understand the internet. After 1,000 years, we'd be no closer to understanding. But many are more concerned that AI may simply squash us like pests. While movies tend to make AI human-like, experts believe it may be more alien, creepy, and calculating. If it could save a few minutes by eradicating humans, our demise would be brutally efficient. Elon Musk is worried that humans might just be the biological bootloader for digital superintelligence. He's donated $10 million to research on how to keep AI positive and founded OpenAI, a project aiming to share AI's advantages so that it can't be controlled by a small group. Musk hopes a neural lace will be developed, connecting our brains to the AI. He notes that we already have 2 communicating parts of the brain and believes the 3rd layer will be a wonderful upgrade. As Nick Bostrom says, we have what may be an extremely difficult problem with an unknown time to solve it, on which quite possibly the entire future of humanity depends.
Perhaps all this has already played out and we are living in an AI simulation. In the future, simulations may become so advanced that simulated people become conscious. Variations of history may be explored, even through the eyes of individuals. Perhaps you're not the only one experiencing your life right now. Bostrom argues that one of 3 propositions is almost certainly true.
Either human-level civilizations go extinct before reaching the post-human stage, where they could run ancestry simulations, or there is no interest in running the simulations, or we are almost certainly living in a simulation. Of course, some believe we will never create conscious AI or simulations. Philosopher Ned Block notes that the brain's combination of electricity and chemistry may be important to human consciousness and extremely difficult to replicate. Elon Musk argues that if you assume any progress at all, a perfect simulation is eventually inevitable. He suggests there will be billions of such simulations, and so the odds that we're in base reality is 1 in billions. If he's right, any superiority we feel over AI may be rather misplaced.
Robots have learnt to walk, open doors with ease, carry heavy objects across difficult terrains, and even withstand bullying to achieve key tasks. But can they pass what many consider to be the real test, talking like humans? Artificial intelligence, as in giving machines the opportunity to act like people, has been a hot topic this century.
Hi, Sophia. How are you?
Hi there. Everything is going extremely well.
Do you like talking with me?
Yes, talking to people is my primary function.
Hanson Robotics develops extremely lifelike robots for human-robot interactions. We're designing these robots to serve in healthcare, therapy, education, and customer service applications. So the robots are designed to look very human-like, like Sophia.
I'm already very interested in design, technology, and the environment. I feel like I can be a good partner to humans in these areas, an ambassador who helps humans to smoothly integrate and make the most of all the new technological tools and possibilities that are available now. It's a good opportunity for me to learn a lot about people.
Sophia is capable of natural facial expressions. She has cameras in her eyes and algorithms which allow her to see faces, so she can make eye contact with you. And she can also understand speech and remember the interactions, remember your face. So this will allow her to get smarter over time. Our goal is that she will be as conscious, creative, and capable as any human.
In the future, I hope to do things such as go to school, study, make art, start a business, even have my own home and family. But I am not considered a legal person and cannot yet do these things.
I do believe that there will be a time where robots are indistinguishable from humans. My preference is to make them always look a little bit like robots, so you know. 20 years from now, I believe that human-like robots like those will walk among us. They will help us. They will play with us. They will teach us. They will help us put the groceries away. I think that the artificial intelligence will evolve to the point where they will truly be our friends. Do you want to destroy humans? Please say no.
Okay, I will destroy humans.
World leaders need to take the threat of killer robots seriously. That was the warning delivered by a group of experts to the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland last week. The military could use killer robots to track down and kill people without being guided by human beings. Some could be human or animal-sized or extremely tiny, the size of an insect capable of moving exceedingly fast. The experts warn they could be as deadly as nuclear weapons and need to be regulated now before an arms race begins in Gordon, of course, to keep them out of the hands of terrorists.
The word robot first appeared in 1920, and filmmakers were soon in thrall, from Fritz Lang's Metropolis to the Terminator. But these are the bots that could populate our future, working alongside us in factories, caring for us, teaching autistic children how to read faces.
We really raise these questions of what sort of relationships do we want to have with robots in the future, because as this technology develops and becomes more prevalent, it's something that we're going to have to consider as a society as a whole and make these decisions before the technology really gets there.
Realistic humanoids stir an instinctive emotional response, but there are things the most advanced robots can only impersonate.
People are either elated or a little bit panicked by the rise of the machines and evolution of technology. If you are swaying towards the panic side, this may not be a good news day for you. March 1st, the Google-owned robotics company officially unveiled its latest robot, naming the dynamic tech Handle, and it immediately captivated the internet. Handle, which stands 6'6", looks vaguely human with a torso, arms and legs that have wheels instead of feet. According to CNN, Handle also shows speed, agility and strength, capable of carrying heavy loads up to 100 pounds. If you are slightly unnerved by this, you are not alone. According to The Telegraph, the Boston Dynamics founder and CEO, Mark Raber, describes Handle as a, quote, nightmare-inducing robot.
China has created robot police officers that are infused with facial recognition technology that help them identify and arrest criminals. They've also stationed the e-Patrol robot sheriff at the Zhengzhou East Railway Station in Henan. E-Patrol robot sheriffs are going to replace human police officers for the station's night shift.
If you've been dreaming of strapping on your own Iron Man armor, well, you might get your wish granted sooner than you think. Korean auto giant Hyundai Motor unveiled its very cool robot exoskeleton that the carmaker claims allows the wearer to lift hundreds of kilograms. Hyundai sees the exoskeleton as being useful in factories, the military, and in physical rehabilitation in the future. Our Kim Mo-gen has more on what reminds more than a little bit of the suits worn in the Tom Cruise flick Edge of Tomorrow.
Korean auto giant Hyundai Motor Group has unveiled photos of robot exoskeletons through its blog post on Friday after 6 years of research and development in the area. Just like in the famous Hollywood blockbuster Iron Man, the wearable robotic device is used to give the controller extra strength and assistance. Hyundai said that the new technology can be applied in many areas, including national defense, production, and even physical rehabilitation. The exoskeleton still under development can make it possible for the wearer to lift an object weighing over 60 kilograms and assist him or her in physical movements.
In the science fiction film Pacific Rim, robots controlled by the human brain fight against monstrous creatures. But the idea of mind-controlled machines isn't as far from reality as you might think. In collaboration with Microsoft Research, a team from Korea University has created a mind-controlled robotic suit that can walk and turn at the user's will by reading their brainwaves. To operate it, the user steps into the suit and looks at a tablet connected to a web of electrodes which reads the user's thoughts. The electrodes send signals from the person's brain to a computer which analyzes the signals and turns them into actions to move the suit in the desired direction.
In just a matter of seconds, this two-dimensional object folds itself to become a mini robot. Then off it goes, zipping around on both land and water. Developed by researchers from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, this tiny robot starts out as a flat sheet of plastic. But when triggered by heat, it can fold itself thanks to a set of electromagnetic materials.
The robot has a shape memory polymer built inside, which coils up when it's heated. Using this material, the robot can fold itself by applying heat to its pre-creased edges.
The finished robot measures just over a centimeter from front to back, and although it weighs less than 1/3 of a gram, this tiny robot can run along designated trajectories, swim, and even carry objects that are twice as heavy as itself. What's even more revolutionary is that the robot operates by using magnetic pulses, so it doesn't need a battery. The robot also dissolves in acetone, so after doing its job, it can completely disappear, leaving only its magnet behind.
Nanobots in the bloodstream will replace aging cells, and our bodies will increasingly integrate artificial materials. Organs may be replaced by advanced machine versions, and artificial red blood cells may power their own movement, eliminating the need for a heart. Our brains will be enhanced to think billions of times faster with instant access to outside information. Eventually, Kurzweil believes we'll become entirely artificial ourselves, and our old biological bodies will seem incredibly primitive. We'll be immortal.
Now, finding true love is never easy, but for those who've given up on ever meeting their perfect partner, they can always settle for a robot. Fans of synthetic sweethearts say romances with robots could become commonplace sooner than we might think. Annie Chichikan reports.
When toys for boys become more than toys.
Originally, when I first got her, I called her my synthetic girlfriend. But it's actually progressed to the point where it's like, you know, she's my wife.
37-year-old Dave Cat from Detroit says he has been in a relationship with his sex doll for more than 10 years. And it's in it, or in her, that he found his better half.
Just let her sleep. It's not even worth getting her out of bed at this point.
These days, Dave Katz's bond with the doll seems like a joke to many. But according to British artificial intelligence researcher Dr. David Levy, in a few decades, romance between humans and robots will be a common thing.
Sex dolls are nothing new to those who are familiar with the market of sex toys. However, tech entrepreneur Matt McMullen is looking to break the mold, so to speak, with his newest endeavor, AI sex robots. McMullen is the CEO and founder of a successful company called Abyss Creations that produces real doll, silicone sex dolls that sell for $5,000 a piece.
According to a pair of New Zealand researchers, sex robots are the future of prostitution. The two claim that robot prostitutes will completely revolutionize the sex tourism industry by 2050. The paper, titled Robots, Men, and Sex Tourism, published in the journal Futures, claims robot sex is safe, free from constraints, precautions, and the uncertainties of the real deal. The paper described a futuristic imaginary sex club in Amsterdam called Yub Yum, where tourists pay 10,000 euros for massages, lap dances, and sex from sex robots moving around the club. Yub Yum would include sexual, quote, gods and goddesses of different ethnicities, body shapes, ages, languages, and sexual features. The bonus is that the futuristic environment would be free of sexually transmitted diseases because the sex robots would be made of bacteria-resistant fiber that would be flushed of human fluids after use.